situation in Manipur remains volatile as economic blockage imposed by both Kuki and Naga organizations have severely disrupted movement across key routes in the state. Several civil society organizations in Tengdupal district announced an indefinite economic blockade beginning May 28th. The organization says that the blockade is aimed at demanding the justice for killing of 3 Kuki religious leaders in a recent ambush. They are also demanding the safe release of hostages held amid ongoing ethnic tension between Nagas and Kuki. Now, this district was carved out of Chandel in 2016 is home to More, and More is part of the larger Kaladan project which would have connected India with Myanmar with Thailand, the trilateral highway. With the civil war in Myanmar, entire thing has been frozen, but the fact is that this creates problem for Manipur in terms of movement of food, essential goods, medicines. It becomes a racket. People are pushed to pay money instead of being the highways of growth, productivity and connectivity. These becomes highways which are blocked by these militant goods for their own money. This leads to shortage of consumer goods, electronic, textiles and other things. And whoever wants, for whatever reason, they block the market. They block the highway. Without wasting any more time, let me just introduce my guest. I am joined by Hijang Misao, social activist from Manipur, and Satyajit, Bureau Chief, UNI in FAL. And I am joined by Colonel Shanti Kumar Sapam, spokesperson, Methi Heritage Society. Thank you all of you. Let me just straight away go to Hijang first. Hijang, how can this politics of blockades end? I mean to say, you blockade one highway, you can't go to Dispur. You blockade another highway, you can't go to Mizoram. You blockade another highway, you can't go to Nagaland. Something has to end. Misao.
Yes. Kartike, I would first extend my solidarity to those families whose family members were held hostage by both the communities, which is very saddening. Till today, the hostages are not released, in spite of many protests, which are peaceful. Sit-in protests, rally for the release of the hostages from the both sides by each community had been done, pressurizing the government to take action so that the hostages are released safely. But something which surprised me is now people from both the communities or people in Manipur fails to rise above their own ethnicity. Now both the community have their own people who are being held hostage by the others each side. What I thought is like, rising above ethnicity, ethnic line, I was thinking like both the community has to come together and protest together and pressurize the government or those people who are responsible for holding these people hostages, and they have to demand the release of the people irrespective of which community they belong. And one of the saddest part is like there are also other third community who are, playing that divide and rule policy, where siding with one community and just leaving behind the other community. I think this kind of dirty politics, has to be done away. And I would also express my frustration on the central government. Now, when the central government or the state government fails to also secure the release of these hostages and also fails to deliver justice to those Kuki pastors who were killed in ambush mercilessly, I think the people, after taking out their protest through peaceful means, for them they have no option. That's why I think they are going to the extent of blocking the national highway, which I would say is very unfortunate because, the suffering of the people in Manipur is immense. Kartike, I would say it's immense. And who bore the brunt? The common people are the ones who suffer the most. Now, supplies are becoming thin. Forget about other things. The food supplies are becoming thin. drugs supplies are becoming thin. And who will pay all this price?
Satyajit, your opening comments?
Oh, yes, yes. I think Manipur has seen the worst blockade. I think the people of Manipur, the time has come for the people of Manipur to come with one voice, to say that blockade is the worst and it affects the poor. For instance, now we don't get anything. The medicine is low, then essential commodities have dried up. And for example, you took up the issue of Technopole, people living in More, they will not be getting anything because it is quite far from here. It's about 100 kilometers from Imphal. It is quite a very long distance. So I think the people of Manipur should come up with one voice. And it is always highway politics is so bad that during election, every political party says that we should have, a special protection force just to protect the highways. And we have just 2 highways in Manipur. And one highway is not roadworthy. The only roadworthy highway is the Imphal to Mau. And this has suffered the most, and people living in this area should not allow the evil forces to block it for every flimsy matter or whatever. So I think the time has come for the people of Manipur to say that if they want to protest, they should do in a proper manner. For example, they can do dharnas, they can do sit-in protests, just like Irom Sarmila did. She was on hunger strike for such a long time. This is the lane of Mahatma Gandhi. They can go on for hunger strike, whatever the purpose. But rather than blocking the food, rather than blocking the medicines, the best way is to take up other form of protest so that common people are not affected. Thank you, Karthik.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Colonel Sapam, I think the issue is broader. The issue is when you block highways, you're not only creating inconvenience for people, you are also allowing space, or the space is being created for people who should not have that authority and force. And then this becomes spots for collecting illegal tolls, money.
Not audible.
Then
Hello?
it becomes a place where illegal tolls are collected. It becomes a sort of a parallel economy. That is my question. If you can't hear me, Misao, did you hear me? Misao?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Misao, can you answer that question? I'll come to you, Mr. Sapam. I think there's a problem with your line.
Okay.
Misao, can you take that question?
Could you kindly repeat the question? Karthik?
My question was that these toll nakas, they're illegal. It's like a black economy. These nakas become black economy.
Karthik, to be honest, I think any kind of black business, whatever, I think the law, I think the government has to take appropriate action. The government has to take appropriate action. I don't know how far I was audible when I speak first. I would once again reiterate, I express my frustration on the government, especially the central government, because of which I think people, after taking up their peaceful protest through democratic form, they didn't get justice till now, for which I think they are going to the extent of blocking the national highway. But unfortunate thing is, it didn't hurt the government. It hurts the common people. It hurts me, and it hurts, Satyajit, it hurts Colonel Sapam, it hurts people who are in Manipur. Because we're a landlocked state, and the only lifeline is national highway. We don't have train, we don't have any other, means of transportation except through this national highway. Now, that's why I'm saying this, in spite of the suffering of the common people, we fail to rise against this ethnic line. We fail to rise against above this ethnic line, and we continue to be the tools of those people with vested interest. And I would also reach out to my people, especially in Manipur. I think we must garner the courage. We must garner the courage to start saying enough is enough. And I would also, openly tell people when communities, irrespective of which tribes or which caste they belong, are in conflict, the third party should never try to take a chance of further dividing those who are in conflict. I
Okay.
think they should play the role of peacemaking. Now the problem in Manipur is when two communities are fighting, the other third party, rather than playing the card of peace, they play the card of division, they play the card of partition. I think this has to stop. And
Okay.
the government must take appropriate action against those who are responsible for this. Unless we do that, Manipur, our future is very bleak. I would say very
Okay,
bleak.
Colonel Sapam, am I audible to you now?
Yeah, I can
How
hear you
can
now.
this politics, how can this blockading can be ended? Anyone, everyone, they end up blocking the highway.
Karthikeya, good evening. Thank you for having me in your show. As far as the blockage in the highways is concerned, it's been a tradition, I think.
Someone
the
needs to
people-
burn that tradition to ground.
Yes. These people, if I think it has to be done in the army way. Being an army chap, maybe it may sound a little odd, but it may have to be done with the army way. You have to take some certain, strong decisions sometimes. In 2010, the highway to Dimapur, it was blocked for 6 months completely. Ridiculous. So it is happening again and again. And whenever anything happens, any community takes down on the national highway. That is a sad part. And it's not that the government cannot take care of this. The government is not taking on it, and that's why I'm angry on this, basically. A very sad, unfortunate thing which is happening here in Manipur. And one more thing, by creating problems, there are many beneficiaries, They are benefited. See, I'll just tell you, when the Damjathang and his party started, they were invited in Imphal by my group, Maitai Tribe Union. We invited them to Imphal and they came. That was in early August 2025. And Lamjathang Haukim and another gentleman was there. His name
Mr.
was
Lamjathang Haukim has
Nekam
become a
Jamhau.
very famous man. I have realized it, in last couple of months.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, Nekam Jamhau, this party, they came to Imphal and we had a discussion about, how to do the things and all. After that, when he went back to Karbi Anglong, he was kidnapped, he was killed and put in the river. So, even these three church leaders, they spoke about peace in Manipur, not to tolerate with any unwanted incidents in Manipur and all those things. They spoke 5 days before they were ambushed and they were eliminated. And these kind of things are happening. And Misao may sound little odd when I say like this. It is something like this. The third party is not there now. There are 3 communities as of now who are involved. One community is involved with 2 communities. That is what I'm saying. See, Rishi Kanta was he had his wife in Churchandpur. He went there taking permission from the CSO. And no, you cannot come. So he was caught. And video was shot when he was shot by a gun. And it was circulated. The fear was circulated. When a Kuki chap, Joe, I think, when he came to Imphal to meet his wife, near my house also there's a Kuki girl, मैं रोज देखता हूँ उसको, रोज मिलता हूँ. Let me tell you, रोज मिलता हूँ. My Jawan speak to me every day. So this guy came to Singjamai to meet his wife. The mother-in-law and they sat together. Video was taken with nicely interview taken. He went happily, This has to be done.
So what's the big point? No, what's the big point? What are the point you're making?
But some beneficiaries from the trouble, they are creating this problem. That is what I want to.
Beneficiaries from the trouble are creating.
Like it. The common people do not like it.
Satyajit, can strong hand measures be deployed to kill this or kill these blockades?
Karthikeya, one thing which we all should keep in our mind is this is a national highway. What we are discussing today is a national highway. And it is mandatory and it is the prerogative of the central government to maintain the highway in such a way that every community can pass through it peacefully. And just imagine the scenario where one community cannot travel on this highway, not one community, many communities. For example, the Kukis, they cannot go to the airport. The Meiteis, they are not able to go to Senapati since 2023.
Is it correct that Senapati is also blocked? All the trucks are parked there right now?
Just imagine that about 600 trucks, which were on the way from Senapati to Imphal, they were stranded because on May, the blockade started immediately on May 14th. Just imagine, 600 trucks are now more than 600 trucks, and many vehicles, they are stranded. And all the people, women, children, the drivers, they are all stranded on the highway. They are sleeping on the trucks. Just imagine the scenario. And you say, even the government, even they cannot speak to the CSO just to allow, just at one time, 600 trucks. And they are living on the trucks, they are sleeping on the trucks, they are eating on the trucks, they don't have any food. And we have no means to help them also. And fortunately, some people from Senapati have come forward to helping them, and they have given them food and all. But just imagine the scenario where people are sleeping on the cars, on the trucks since May 14th. So this is the scenario in Manipur. And the government of India is so weak that it cannot, enable people to travel on the highway. And the Supreme Court of India, the High Court, they have repeatedly said that there should be no obstruction in the movement of people on the national highways. And the time has come for the government of India to convey a message to one and all. You can do whatever you want, but the time has come that you cannot do such thing. This is anti-national, anti-people, anti-poor, anti-women, anti-children. When blockades are imposed, just imagine people living with HIV, with AIDS. Now the people suffering from with having dialysis and all, they are not getting medicines. People, and if the highways are blocked for 15 days, there are so many medicines which have to be broken through the national highways, which cannot be brought by air. And these medicines are meant for all the people living in Manipur, not for one community. This is a humanitarian crisis. And if the government remains mute, as a mute spectator for such a long time, then it speaks a lot. Then people of Manipur start asking questions, why does the government of India, which is so powerful, which is aspiring to be, the superpower, why is it allowing some elements, some anti-social elements to block the national highway for such a long time? And the national highways, what we are discussing, is not very long. From Palel to what we discussed was about Technopole, just 60 kilometers. And there are such a few pockets. And we have now about 178 companies of Central Security Forces. We have one army division. We have entire 3-4 divisions of 5 divisions of 5 brigades of Assam Rifles. If you put just two companies on the vulnerable areas, it can be resolved. And we can the government can also adopt such policies like whoever it takes some legal actions against those who block the highways.
Absolutely.
The time has come to convey the strong message legally by action also. Thank you.
Hijang, closing comment, 30 seconds.
I would say, at this juncture, painting particular community a black color and other community a white color will not help. There's no point of blaming one another. There's no point of finger pointing to one particular community saying this and that. I think high time, even those responsible who are speaking in this national media channel, it's high time we also speak with dignity. And what we speak, I think we must also speak in such a way that our words also have weight on the life of the people, so that better understanding, better love, better harmony comes in our society. Unless we do that, I think using this platform, further dividing community will not help. So I think responsible people living with dignity, I think we must reflect on ourselves.
Absolutely.
And also speak. Unless we do that, who will be the loser? At last, our state will be put asunder